Hey guys, what's up? This is Michael. How are you guys doing today? You guys ready to talk some anime with me? Alright. Well, I figured today, let's talk about an old anime that a lot of people know. It's still very popular to this day. Let's talk about FMA. Let's talk about Full Metal Alchemist. Let's talk about the Elric brothers. Let's talk about equivalent exchange. And let's talk about quite possibly maybe one of the most well-known and greatest anime of all time. Now, for those of you that don't know what Fullmetal Alchemist is, my question to you is you guys been living under a rock? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Fullmetal Alchemist, basically, we follow the story of two brothers. We follow Edward and Alphonse Elric. And the journey starts depending on where you start in the anime, or I should say, which version you start with. But the backstory of these brothers is they're trying to find a way to get their bodies back. Now, you might be thinking, well, what do you mean they're trying to find a way to get their bodies back? Both of them are alchemists. They know alchemy really well. In fact, they're alchemy prodigies. Their father was an alchemist, and they picked up the tools of the trade from him. Now, mind you, their father left when they were very little, and so they had been living with their mother in this small little village. We meet some crazy characters on the way, but ultimately we find out that their mother got very, very sick and passed away from her illness. In order to bring their mother back, they try to do alchemy. They try to bring their mother back to life from the dead by creating what is known as a homunculus, which is basically an artificial human with no soul. But they figured that they can do it because they're skilled alchemists and they can transmute a body and a soul back to life. The problem is that it backfires. For Edward, he only ends up losing his right arm and his left leg. For Alphonse, he loses his body. And in order to save his little brother's life, Ed bonds a piece of Alphonse's soul to a suit of armor. And if that blood seal, he uses his own blood, by the way, but when that blood seal goes, so does Alphonse's soul. And so the whole entire story is their journey, is the brothers' journey to get their body back. But along the way, they face many challenges. They face hardships. The first thing they do is they rehabilitate themselves in their village. They go out and find a master alchemist to train under. They get stronger in both physical and mental capabilities. Now, mind you, they don't have super strength. They just train really, really hard. So you could even consider Fullmetal Alchemist to be a shonen. And then finally, in order to discover the secrets about the elixir of life, or better known as the Philosopher's Stone, Ed enrolls in the military. He joins the military because he knows that he'll be able to get access to information that he can't get anywhere else. Classified, top secret information that isn't available in any library out in the public. But it's not easy. No. For these brothers, it's not easy. It's not a simple story of we're on our way to go find our bodies back. You see, throughout this series, both brothers realize through most of their encounters what it means to have life. That life is something not to be trifled with. that when it comes to equivalent exchange, you have to ask the question, what are you willing to give up? What are you willing to leave behind? And so there's a lesson in Fullmetal Alchemist, which is when it comes to equivalent exchange, something of equal value must be given to something that is equally given. Make sense? So therefore, in order to bring their mother back, they learned very harshly, in order to bring her back, they would have to give up their souls. Which, eventually they do learn that life is precious. We meet some other characters along the way. We meet Roy Mustang, who's known as the Flame Alchemist, who's basically alchemy he learned from his assistant's father. His assistant, Riza Hawkeye, who is awesome. We meet Alex Louise Armstrong, played by Chris Sabat, who is the strong-armed alchemist. And of course his sister, who's actually really, really cool. Dumb mommy for sure. We meet Maze Hughes, who ultimately watches over the brothers until he discovers what's really going on in the country. Not only do we follow the brothers in their adventure into trying to get their bodies back, but we also get a glimpse of political corruption going on within their government in this world. There are a lot of high points in Fullmetal Alchemist, but there's a lot of low points too. Guys, Fullmetal Alchemist is probably by far one of the best anime that ever came out. And there's some other anime that I can put in this list that I really want to talk about. Inuyasha being one. I'll eventually get to Cowboy Bebop. And I know a lot of people out there, they want me to talk about One Piece. But today I chose Fullmetal Alchemist. Because the lesson that Fullmetal Alchemist teaches people, and it's the same thing, I guess you could say, with Frieren. It's the same thing you could say with even One Piece, is that life is precious and you have to live life to the fullest. And if you can do that, then that is what makes you stronger in the end. Oh, and Edward Elric is short. No, I'm just kidding. I just thought I'd throw that in there. Anyway, thank you guys for checking out this video for Fullmetal Alchemist. I really do enjoy the series. I hope you do too. It's one of my favorite anime. For those of you that don't know, the original Fullmetal Alchemist premiered on Adult Swim in the early 2000s. And then several years later, I think it was 2010, 2012, Brotherhood came out. And Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood follows the manga more than the original Fullmetal Alchemist. The original Fullmetal Alchemist did follow the manga to a certain point, but, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it did veer off in the end. Whereas Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood stayed true to the manga right to the end. And it was awesome. So, and of course, there's been movies of Fullmetal Alchemist. The most famous movie of Fullmetal Alchemist is Conqueror of Shambhala, which I guess you could say there's some multiverse stuff going on in there, because basically at the end of Fullmetal Alchemist, Ed gets sent to a different reality where it's kind of like our reality, where there is no alchemy. And he arrives in World War II, essentially. So there's that, which I love, Conqueror of Shambhala. Then there's Fullmetal Alchemist, the Star of Milos. And that's a pretty cool one too. I have to honestly go back and watch the Star of Milos because I can't give you all the details because I don't remember them. But I do remember it was really good and I really did enjoy it. So, anyway guys, that's it. That's my review of Fullmetal Alchemist. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you've seen Fullmetal Alchemist, who's your favorite character? Do you like Fullmetal Alchemist? Let me know in the comments below. I really want to hear what you guys got to say. For me, Fullmetal Alchemist gets a 10 out of 10. Every time. And let's see. And I think that's it. Also, let me know in the comments, what other anime do you want me to cover? I do know that somebody wanted me to cover One Piece, and we're going to get to that, I promise you. But what other anime do you want me to cover? Do you want me to cover maybe Hunter x Hunter? Maybe Black Clover? You decide. You tell me. Yeah? Anyway, guys, you know what to do. Hit that like button. Please share it and subscribe. Leave a comment down below before you head out the door of the dojo. And remember, hit that notification bell so you know when I make another video. Also remember to, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you go make it an anime day. By the way, guys, little update. If you're a Star Wars fan like I am, I hope you guys have an awesome May the 4th. May the Force be with you. And we'll see you next time. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.